Hanabiya's new song that we were talking about has actually come out. After all those CMs we found out, thanks to everyone in chat, it's come out. The audio version already came out. We're going to check it out today. But before we do, they did release one more commercial. So let's watch the last commercial first. And it looks like the punching bag man, the guy, he works in bars. He works as a salary man. He's done a lot of work and got a lot of abuse. He's back. And it looks like he's meeting the girl from the first advert.
Oh, okay.
So let's see what happens here.
Let's hope he gets punched.
Bro, you're just so mean.
Oh,
wait, he's angry. I got to turn the audio on, would be a good idea. Let's go. He did get hit. I really want to know when they filmed that. See, the reason why I want to know when they filmed that is because I wonder whether they knew intuitively he had to get hit.
Yeah.
Or whether it was just they looked at the comments and they were like, wow, people really want him to get punched in the face. I suspect they knew intuitively what they were doing when they did that one.
Yeah.
But he is like the honorary like fifth member of Hanabiya at this point. The one who gets all the abuse.
The one who gets abused.
All right, so, well, here it is. It's come out. If you didn't see our previous video, we found out that it is the theme tune to a very short serialized anime. It's like one of those ones that come. There's a special word for it. I can't remember. It's like a sort of 5 or 6 minutes every day kind of anime. And we'll drop all the information as we did the last video below. But we're here now to listen to the full version of this new song by Hanabiya called Karu Garu Every Day. I don't know, I'm sure it's not going to actually be like that. It did come out 4 days ago, but look at that. It's only got 2.9 thousand views. What is going on? See, other people did not know it had come out as well. So
I always feel like a lot of people these days wait for a music video as well. Like I know that.
I think it's kind of true, yeah.
Yeah, I know from my own channel that if it's audio, I don't particularly listen to just the audio. I always do like to wait for the full experience of a music video.
I usually do for like bands who if it's a band I'm really excited about, I'll react to the he's dying still, he'll get better.
Yeah. Sorry.
He'll be resurrected eventually. I usually, if it's a band I'm really into, I'll record a reaction to the audio first and then come back for the video to talk about the video separately. This is interesting though, because you guys, after watching that first video, we got a lot of people linking us saying, go check out the audio. So thank you. You guys wanted more. I mean, hell, you're asking us to listen to Hanabiya. I'm on board with that. I'm not going to complain. People want us to go ahead and get on with listening to Hanabiya. All right.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. Karu Garu every day. Let's get it. It's very much designed to flow quickly, you know, it's got that theme tune quality, although it's still got 2 minutes to go. We're not that kind of reaction channel. You do not have to walk off and slam the door. I do find it interesting how the song's like done so much in like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But it's also stuck to this really sort of relentless pace. Oh, beat change. I feel like every few bars something changes again. Big proper anthemic ending.
Oh my god!
Yeah, okay.
That was amazing!
No, you got come back in stunned silence. Stunned silence. Just like you can't believe what's happened. You can't believe what's happened. That's not, no, don't overact. This is a bit. You've had a moment to react, but you're still stunned. And now you sit down, and then like just quietly. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was alright. It's good.
Yeah,
he could be a reactor.
Yeah.
If you try really hard, you can get a couple of thousand subscribers.
I wonder how many people in the comments say I got that reference. Like, let us know.
It's not a reference to one person, it's a reference to an entire trend.
To an entire fucking thing.
I've had that door right there all that time. I've never once used it properly.
Exactly. Amateur man, I'm showing you how it's done.
That's why you got more subscribers than me, is because you know how to throw yourself into the reaction. Honestly, I thought this was actually it's a very stable song. It's not one of the ones that does their usual sort of time signature flips as much, but I felt this was again a really great example of the Hanabiya formula at just one of his best examples. So many things happen. They all worked well together. Every few bars, the music changes, not completely, but changes significantly. We get to hear every little bit of what makes him so cool, the kind of the poppy, catchy bits, along with the bits where it goes punky, the screaming metal bits. And yet, at no point between all those changes does it ever feel like it loses sight of being the song that it was at the beginning. You know, it stays consistent, and yet at the same time, wildly changing throughout. I mean, I was trying to keep a track of the arrangement, and after a while I just gave up and thought I'm just gonna have to talk about this as a collection of parts, because it's not even an arrangement, it's just a developing thing that just relentlessly keeps going and developing.
Yeah, I think a collection of parts is probably a good summarize of it. Like you said, it's gonna be part of like a small anime series, right? So we're looking at 5-6 minutes. It would not surprise me in the least if they cut this song up multiple times to use like little different segments in the anime, and I wonder if that's like kind of maybe like a cost effective.
Are you saying they employed Hanabiya because they knew they'd get 10 songs for the price of one?
I mean, Hanabiya are that damn good, so yes, I would suggest that. I mean, why not?
Because they're a band who each one of their songs. Well, it's the funny thing, isn't it? Because when you actually do soundtrack writing a lot with movies, they'll often write an entire suite, and then they'll like take individual bits out.
Yeah, so I
get the feeling this is basically what they've done there.
Yeah, this is like, I get the feeling for this one as well that they'll use like the little slow down bits when they need to, like, and then the really aggressive parts for like.
Well, the thing is, it never really, to me, it wasn't ever slowed down or sped up. That's the thing. It was so relentlessly consistent in its pace, and yet it flowed between these different bits. I mean, it was amazing. Like, and again, I also thought the mix was really well done here. I thought when the scream bits came in, they were punchy and occasional, which means that they had more impact when they were there, and they were also mixed well into it. So that, again, sometimes when you get scream vocals come in, they can come in and they can try too hard to make it sound dramatic in a way that actually scuppers the flow of the song. Whereas I get the feeling a lot of the time, Hanabiya, they don't put the screams so high up in the mix. They put them in a place where it just thickens things out.
I really enjoyed that last sort of outro.
The chorus part at the end. Yeah.
So where you had the clean vocals, but you had the scream sort of underneath, giving it an extra sort of boost.
Just sort of punching through behind. I call an answer on certain lines there.
I actually thought that was good. It gave that song again another level, which is kind of feels like it was impossible at that point, but somehow, some way, they found a way.
Yeah, the final chorus definitely felt like a crescendo because, again, it was they'd set up the chorus earlier on. We had a little taste of it earlier on, but at the end they really played it out. The vocal, like Matsui's vocals, felt thickened out. I'm assuming that she had like some layering in there, which is great. I love that's a brilliant thing you can do in the studio. Really layer up the singer's voice if you want to go for something bigger at a certain point. but whether that was backing vocals or not, her voice sounded amazing there, and then suddenly you had like Yukina punching in the little scream vocals in the back. It punched her in the right way, didn't scupper the flow, but there's so many little bits. There's that bit where it sort of key changes up and you get that descending guitar line with what it sounded like Matsuri was singing her way through. Oh, actually, no, you had Yukina singing on that bit, and it was amazing the fact that they're bouncing backwards and forwards between this. But again, one of the things that I love bands who can surprise you by just having songs that go in all kinds of different directions. You feel satisfied even though it took you in such an odd direction. But what really I think is working so well more and more as time goes on is how Hanabiya's songs can kind of have an effortless nature to them. I think they're very aware of the colors on their palette. They're very aware of the tools in the toolbox. They're very aware of the techniques that work for them, and they know how to put them together. And of course, this is what Matsuri's talked about before with her writing style. She writes in a way that I have a massive respect for, which is this slightly more analytical, mathematical kind of way of writing. You know, she puts things together like a puzzle. And I love when people talk about music in that way, where you take all the various potential things you can do and you put them together by seeing what goes together rather than saying, oh, at this part of the song, we have to do this. And this is just a great example. It comes back round to the chorus because the chorus feels like a natural payoff, but it also goes through so many developments, so many segments, because of the fact that you can just see there's something every time one bit comes up. You're like, oh, it would be really cool if this happens next, and if this happens next, and if this went away but this came in, and that went away but that came in, and then another thing comes in over the top, and you know that feeling that everything's being put together like in such a fun kind of way. This song is brimming with ideas, but once again does not get full of itself. And I think that's what makes it so great as a theme tune, is that it's weirdly accessible. This is the sort of thing where, you know, so long as you're open to the basic techniques being used here, anyone could sit down, listen to, and enjoy this because it's just very accessible.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very fast paced. The tempo is great. I mean, as a metal enthusiast, some of the riffs and some of the chord progressions on here, I was absolutely just made my little black heart sing with joy. And I think Hanabiya are probably one of the few bands that do that perfectly well, riding that edge on what could be considered like pure metal, but also with this fun, bubbly exterior that they have. And again, in terms of songwriting and in the way that the songs are written and thought out, there's a lot to love here, even just as a casual, not even a metal head. I think you can come into any Hanabiya song and be like thoroughly impressed and thoroughly go away with like, oh, what the hell was this? This is amazing. I haven't heard a band that makes me go, what was that? Like since probably I first heard Baby Metal like all those years ago, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? Hanabiya, they have that same effect on me, where like every time I listen to them, I'm just like,
I kind of made this comment in the past before that I think a lot of what you can, you know, I'm not saying that Hanabiya and Baby Metal fans are going to necessarily be the same people, but I feel like both groups have, in a very Japanese way, they elevated above just simply being metal, because they were bringing things in that were not just metal. I mean, obviously, Baby Metal, you had the idea of kawaii metal. Here, obviously, you've got the Harajuku core idea. But essentially speaking, these are just sort of cute words used for saying, look, the genre thing, it's not going to be enough. And that's kind of, that's something which is so quintessentially a Japanese quality, is that bands tend very rarely to be within genres. They tend to more, you have to describe songs as in what genres they have used bits of. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've said that Hanabiya does feel, as different as they are from Baby Metal, like they are almost a natural version of what that looks like in the 2020s. They look like this is how you do an exciting thing that breaks beyond metal in the 2020s. In 2025, this is what it looks like. Because what Baby Metal does, great, but we've obviously seen that they've had 1,000,001 impersonators afterwards who've actually done really exciting things. I mean, you look at bands like Passcode and you see how weirdly different people have taken it. But Hanabiya do feel to me like they're at the forefront of a kind of a new direction in this like ultra metal fusion thing. And this song for me, it might not be their most spectacular in any particular area, but it just shows how natural and comfortable they are with this kind of fusion approach and how good they've become at mastering that ability to balance things together. I think this is a ton of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it too.
Yeah, I'm going to see them really soon. So, like, once I get back, I'll be seeing them in England. So I'm really excited about it.
Again, I keep on saying this. He comes to Japan to see bands and then goes back to England and immediately sees Hanabiya.
I know.
What a dick. Not inviting me. So
Hey, you're welcome to come back to UK if you want.
can't afford the ticket. Plus, it's in the UK, right?
Yeah, plus you wouldn't want to anyway. Trust me.
I mean, well, now you've been to Japan, you know why. It's like, we have everything better here. Anyway, thank
We have
you.
everything the UK has, but better.
And lower income. Anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in. Honestly, it's a great pleasure to share this music with you. And it's great while we still got Neon here to share some songs with him, get his perspective as well. Remember, obviously, if you want to hear more of us talking about stuff together, the channel Ears to the East is where we do our podcast with Benedict. You have your own channel, obviously, Neon Reaper Reacts, which has been going around pretty much almost as long as my one as well. And you know, I think we started a few days apart from each other,
Yeah, no,
but you've got 10 times as many subscribers, which kind of says a lot about if you like this, he's probably 10 times better.
Well, I've christened the door now, so you know you're a proper reaction channel now.
Don't touch me. So
This doesn't mean I like you.
get in the comments. Tell us what you think about the song, not about us. And until we hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.